Hello! That's how you start one of these.
Hello!
Hello! Hi everyone, it's me, Little Victorian Boy, joined by...
Non-binary cowboy.
We all know that the Choco Taco was discontinued, right? But there have been plenty of other discontinued treats that don't get the same sort of publicity that, you know, the Choco Taco has.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And a lot of them were my favorites growing up, and I miss them dearly. And that's what we're here to talk about. What are your feelings on Choco Taco, just in general?
I was a big fan as a child, not of eating them, but I always wanted one. The picture they used to advertise it looked amazing. That is never how it looked when you received one.
It's great, yeah. It's great marketing on the front of the package, and a wonderful name. Choco Taco. My problem with the Choco Taco was that the waffle cone shell always stale.
Always stale.
Always stale.
And you don't think about frozen foods as getting stale.
No, you don't. You don't think about frozen fruits getting stale at all. But we're here to talk about some other discontinued treats that you might have missed. Maybe they were regional and you didn't know about them. So we're going to go through our top 10. Oh, we got to say this at the same time. Ready? We're top 10. Oh, no, we don't have 10. We're going to top discontinued products.
I think we
can do it. Okay. All right.
Our top discontinued
products. Damn it.
Treats.
Diving right in. This is a treat. I grew up in the Midwest. Charlie, you grew up in the
Southern California.
The West Coast. So you might not have known about, maybe you did, maybe they were out here. Wizard Nipples? That's the first treat.
Wizard Nipples.
Wizard Nipples. Let's get Anders. Hey, Anders, can you get a photo of Wiz Nips? Get the Wizard Nipple photo up?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you remember those, right?
Yeah, I remember. I mean, those were rare on a Halloween.
Now, for those of you who are too young to remember Wizard Nipples, what it was like, it was like rolled out Rice Krispie treat square with two gummies that were the nipples. What you would do is you would bite the gummy nipple, and then inside there was like a rainbow cream. So then when you squeeze the Rice Krispie treat, it would like gush out. And you could suck the cream out.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can still kind of taste that like specific cream that they had in there. Yeah, you can't fake that. You know, it's like a Joe's O. Is that what they're called? The Trader Joe's O. And I go, that's not an Oreo.
But the Whiz Nip, was really good. And there was lots of like different kids would have different strategies for eating it. The classic is you bite the nips, you squeeze, the cream comes out, and you suck the cream down, and then you eat the Rice Krispie chest afterwards. Right. But some kids would just bite it. You know, straight through,
like a monster.
They would bite it, right? Oh. Some would save the nipple, would pull the nipples off and save them for later.
Right.
I knew this kid, Lawrence. He would ball the thing up into a big ball. He would mush the whole thing into a ball.
No, that's the wrong.
And then he would eat it like an apple.
No, that's like eating like a Kit Kat in one piece, like.
Yeah.
It's like going like this.
It's like going like that with a Kit Kat.
It's like going like this with a Kit Kat.
Are you one of those
people? Monsters.
Freaks. We used to go down to the Super America, which is it's a convenience store, get a few packs of Whiz Nips, and then we go down to the Lutheran church to skateboard.
Were there any freaks in that group who would do the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was like, it was the age of like Fred Durst.
It was the age of Fred Durst.
The age of Fred Durst, and like balling up your Whiz Nips was a thing.
Yeah.
You know? The reason for their discontinued.
Right.
Yeah, it's very controversial. They got sued by J.K. Rowling because the wizard that they used on the Wizard Nipple package looked exactly like Dumbledore.
And the nipples looked like Dumbledore's nipples.
They looked like Dumbledore's nipples. They were also getting sued by like Christian organizations not because of the sexual nature of Wizard Nipples, but because of the wizard. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Duck Torque? Yeah! This was like my dad's favorite thing. He had cans of Duck Torque and it would like replace. If you didn't grow up in the 90s, it would replace WD-40.
Okay.
But it could also be worn as a pomade Duck Torque.
Duck Torque. Oh, yeah, Duck Torque.
Yeah, came in a can.
Yeah, I remember those. They sold them at Ace Hardware's.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
but they also sold them at Bambino's, which was an Italian beauty shop that only carried products for children. So they would give you a haircut, and they would be like, Bambino.
Oh, and you're the little Bambino?
Yeah, you're the little Bambino, and they would be like, do you need Duck Torque? And I would be like, no, we've got Duck Torque at home.
See, I never got Duck Torque.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we would go to Great Clips, and I don't think they carried it.
Duck Torque. Oh,
yeah.
You know what? Duck Torque, I think, had a sort of exclusivity deal with
Bambinos.
Yeah, you got to try Duck Torque on the hair.
I didn't.
You've only ever used it for doors and doorknobs. It's like
so it's a universal lubricant.
Yes.
But it also is just like a medium hold, high shine.
Medium
hold,
high shine.
High shine.
Yeah. You don't want to use too much, like they.
Yeah. And then
you can't now. I mean, you can't find Duck Torque anywhere.
Why did they get discontinued?
I think WD-40 got big.
Oh.
Yeah, I think WD got huge, and then culturally, I think we were like, should we be wearing lubricant as hair gel? And that was sort of like a cultural turning point.
Yeah.
Where we were like, Duck Torque's over.
Yeah. Anders, pull up a photo of Duck Torque. Yeah.
So,
no, I remember that. Yeah.
My dad had about 30 to 50 of these cans just stacked high in our garage.
Oh, yeah. Does he still have some?
Oh, yeah. I think he has a few cans in the crawl space, but he refuses to open them up because now they're like, they're like Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like Beanie Babies.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What else? What other products?
You know what was really good that they discontinued? Big Ham Blanket.
You're saying big ham blanket?
Big ham blanket.
Big ham. Oh,
big ham blanket.
Whoa! Blast from the past.
Blast from the past.
I forgot about big ham blanket.
Anders, let's get that photo of big ham blanket up. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow,
Those kids love that.
Oh man.
The thing with big ham blanket, it was a giant blanket made of ham.
Right.
It was a big sheet of ham. And you'd unroll it, and it was just like a giant ham blanket.
But blanket sized.
But blanket sized, like a nice throw.
Yeah.
And you'd be able to just like nibble on that throughout the day. Mm-hmm. And parents hated ham blanket.
Oh my gosh.
They hated the big ham blanket.
We weren't allowed to have them in my home.
My parents also were like very anti ham blanket because they would get them for us, and then of course we couldn't finish them because it was too much ham.
Yeah, and they were like, why? It smells so much like ham in here, and it's like, well, I got a ham blanket. You're like, no, the next week.
Yeah, your room reeks of ham because you're sleeping because that was the thing you had to you wanted to sleep under it because you were like, oh, I've got this ham blanket, I've got to sleep under it.
Where would you start in the ham? Would you start at the bottom or would you start at the top? Because I was always a top only because when I would start from the bottom,
I was a bottom. Yeah.
Oh, you were a bottom.
I was a bottom.
Okay. Yeah, I was a top.
Yeah. But parents, they were like, we're going to stop buying these because kids, you never finish your ham blanket. It's a huge waste of ham. Kids would be like, I need another ham blanket. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, you haven't finished. You have 2 feet left of ham.
You still have this ham blanket. The end of your ham blanket?
Yeah. Disgusting. Because it was rancid meat. Yeah. So my parents stopped buying me a ham blanket. I think a lot of kids' parents stopped. Just stop buying them ham blanket. And they'd be like, we'll just get you smaller slices of ham if that's what you want to eat. But it's not the same. That first bite, there's nothing like a bite of
a fresh ham blanket. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. ham blanket.
Do you remember Mark's Foibles?
Mark's Foibles?
Yeah, Mark's brand Foibles. They sort of looked like raisinets.
Yeah.
Little raisins.
Yeah, little raisins.
But they were milk duds. So it's sort of like a malted
dud.
Yeah, but they came in an aluminum can.
Oh, yeah. And it was sold next to the beans.
Yes, always next to the beans. And at the bottom of the can, there was always a little plastic toy, a surprise.
They weren't that good, but you wanted the toy.
Yeah, the taste.
The taste was bad because it was a raisin covered in malt powder, right?
Oh.
Yeah. I remember those, and I remember how you always wanted the toy at the bottom, that's why you bought the can. Like presidential action figures.
They had all the presidents. I remember that.
Yeah, they did a presidential
but
series.
none of the good ones. They didn't have all of them.
There was a myth that if you got FDR in the wheelchair,
Yeah.
you would get a free Mark's Foibles if you showed it to the cashier.
But it never.
But never. That wasn't true. That was just a myth.
I had a cousin who he was like, I got one.
He was like, oh, I got an FD.
Yeah. Do you remember the run, the divorce court ones that they used to do? They would have, it was sort of a divorce court setup, and they would have like a court bench and a judge and then a couple that was divorcing, and of course lawyers on both sides.
Yeah.
And then they had sort of like an audience of their family and friends that were there to supervise the divorce, and it was sort of a big...
it was like a one piece of the scene per can.
Yeah.
And so you tried to get as many of those as you can to get the whole divorce court.
One time I got an ex-husband and a lawyer because they kind of stuck together in the package. I got two in one.
Oh, a twofer. Yeah. I always just got judge. You'd kill for a bailiff.
Oh.
But the bailiffs aren't in a divorce court.
Almost never. This one had
a bailiff, just in case anybody got out of hand?
Yeah. And they had a stenographer.
I've never been divorced, so I don't know.
Yeah.
If I've never been in divorce court.
They don't have a bailiff. In fact, they usually don't even have any audience. This one very much, it seemed like maybe this
like
divorce was televised.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. High profile
sort of a
divorce.
Big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hate to see a high profile divorce. That is the saddest thing.
It's honestly the saddest thing.
It's the saddest
is to watch a celebrity couple end their love.
First of all, they're famous.
First of all, they're famous.
Second of all, they're sad.
Sad. And that is, and you go, well, if they're sad, what is my life?
Yeah.
You know?
Mark's Foibles.
Mark's Foibles.
So good.
Mark's Foibles, so good. Discontinued. Rest in peace. Mark's Foibles. When I was growing up, there's a big thing with turning normal objects into candy objects. So there was a big, like, baby bottle pops were huge. And when those got successful, they started expanding to other, like, you know, things you would find in a pharmacy or, you know, medical supplies. And so we loved candy insulin.
Candy insulin was great.
Candy insulin was great.
Yeah.
So it was a little bottle. Anders, get the photo up. Okay, it's just like a little, and you look at it and you're like, that's just a little vial of insulin. Like it looked
perfect.
It looked perfect.
If you've ever seen a vial of insulin, it looked
exactly like that. It had the label that was like a real label. The bottle itself was like a crystallized sugar that you could eat, was edible. And then inside of the bottle was like a really super sweet sour syrup.
Yeah.
And it would come with like a little syringe, so you'd like pull the juice out of the vial, and then you'd squirt that into your mouth, and then you could crunch up the bottle and eat it. But it did have to get discontinued because a lot of people died from confusing it with their actual insulin and injecting themselves.
It was a lot of people. It was for quite some time. I don't think we knew what it was.
For quite some time, a lot of people with diabetes were dying, and doctors were just like, that happens sometimes.
We don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they should have been watching their
and from that point on,
sugar.
I think they stopped really doing fake medical products as candy.
They stopped doing fake medical products as candy.
Yeah.
Or at least they made them a little more obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that syrup was good.
So good. I remember we would keep it, and we would sometimes spread it on bread.
It's like a sour.
Yeah.
Sour spread.
We don't see a lot of sour spreads.
We don't see that many sour
cream and onion dip.
Which isn't that sour, to be honest.
Really. It's really mostly cream.
Mostly cream and onion. Yeah. So the final product, Anders, let's bring up a photo. Yeah, hell yeah. It's Dead Man's Hand.
Oh.
Dead Man's Hand.
Oh, I did not like this.
Dead Man's Hand. So this was a thing where it was in ice cream trucks. And it wasn't on the menu. You'd either ask for it, or they would ask if you wanted to see it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Do you want to see Dead Man's Hand?" And it wasn't something you would really eat. Like, I don't think anyone ate it, but they would open up the freezer and show you, and it was just like a severed, frozen hand at the bottom of the freezer.
But the thing is, I never ordered one. I was always getting the SpongeBob.
Yeah. So they discontinued that. They stopped doing that.
You liked it though.
I like looking at it because it was like a reminder that, you know, we'll all die, and you gotta it made the ice cream taste a little bit sweeter, knowing that you've got both your hands You're not a dead man.
That's true.
Your hand is not in the freezer of an ice cream truck. Yeah. You're a child and you'll live forever. And that was the feeling of summer. So that
you had to see it once a summer. Even I had to see it once.
Yeah, you got to see it once a summer. Yeah. And then you knew it was summer, you know?
Okay.
What was your ice cream truck driver's name?
Mine was Peter. What was yours?
Peter.
Oh, you also had Peter.
I also had Peter. So maybe Peter moved.
It's probably a coincidence.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's probably a coincidence. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Tell us what discontinued product you would like us to review next.
That's right, and we will try it. We're going to be doing a series where we drink anything you tell us to drink.
Anything. Seriously.
Anything, seriously.
Seriously.
Poison.
Anything.
Tell us to drink poison.
Tell us to drink poison.
Tell us to fucking drink poison.
Tell us to drink poison.